Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? So, let's talk about No Gun, No Lie. No Guns Life. I. I did not expect this show at all to continue this, like, awesome run. You really just bite me through a wall, buddy. Um, I definitely wanted, some good stuff to come out of this show. Not saying that I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see this show to see it do bad. Like there's some people that are like that. They're like, I know the show is gonna do bad, so I'm gonna watch it and let people know that I called that it was gonna be bad. That's some people's actual goals, and to each their own. But for me, knowing that a lot of this stuff is kind of very touching, and not only is it touching, it's actually brilliant when it comes down to how early on they're establishing these characters. So imagine if anything were to happen to these characters after so much development. We have not only the development of the organization pretty much now going to have to go into overkill mode after losing two like relatively useful, I'm guessing, tools or gears as they like to call these women, or not, they're women, these children that they pretty much forced into this life of fighting and being used to being called tools and stuff like that. When you have this much development for all of your characters, it really catches my attention and blows my mind that somehow, some way, we're going to be looking probably at even one of the most disgusting characters in the show and almost understanding why he's doing or why he acts the way that he does, or why he sends this mentality of you're a tool, you're only going to be a tool, and you'll always be a tool lifestyle towards people. Like we might actually understand why and even feel bad for the guy from just how much I can understand this show going to the certain lengths to give us B stories as a whole. So I love that aspect already of this show. Not only is it going above and beyond to give us this stuff, it's also welcoming. It wanted to welcome two new characters, but they had to welcome one. And I think the weird part of it is how this one girl kind of took on all of the sins of both of them, and seemingly this girl would have never done this stuff if it wasn't for her telling her to do it, which I don't believe. Like if worse came to worse, she might not have done it, sure, but that why she didn't do it is because she wasn't capable of controlling herself in the first place, and she probably would have been executed for not being a useful tool, right? So she made it and had a longer life thanks to her. But yeah, for I guess how she sees it or how she was going about it is thanks to that longer life, everything during it was her forcing her friend to go out and destroy or catch these kids that are escaping or breaking the rules, whatever the case may be. They were doing something that involved taking lives at the end of the day, and never really sat well with Anna. And the girl who actually was doing all the stuff was the one who kind of, you know, gets to look away from all that stuff once she transforms, does it all, and then holds the hand of her best friend. But with this all leading into the grand finale of our main gunhead pretty much trying to not gain control, but so much just, as he says it, in the pilot seat, we really get an understanding of what he saw is probably going to dictate more. I'm sorry, I got a belly flop. These guys haven't. It's probably going to change more and more of the dynamic of just not only Juzo and how he starts treating this kid, but how he'll probably start treating anybody that's falling into these situations. And if he looks to his left or right, the two people looking at him are expecting him to step up and help people, you know. So I think that's kind of where this is going, which I do appreciate the thought of it, but at the same time, it's like that's the calling, that's what our main character should be like, yes, you're a bolt, right, I should do it. But no, they pick a awesome personality for the character to be the one who doesn't want to do it, even though at at first glance, or first hearing about certain things, he's probably the first one thinking about doing something, but he knows what happens after he does something. He gets involved with something much further and maybe worse than he expects, and it continuously leads him down a bad path. Just look at the kid that he's already in too deep with, right? Like, he already has a relationship with somebody that's CEO of illegal extension manufactories. So with that being the case, they needed to be taken out yesterday, right? Like, they needed these people gone. But as I was saying, with this guy who's seemingly trying to absolutely break the spirit of Juzo, the gunhead, it it makes a weird overall feeling for what is the true purpose of the head of the head, like the top. If this person's out here worried about settling a score, what the heck is the top? What does he do? How is he, like, run his business once he has his target in sight? So you can only imagine that either this guy that we're watching do all this has either gone through something similar and wants to, usually people want to make you go through what they have gone through. That's why a lot of people wanted you to play Dark Souls. Play Dark Souls, bro. You don't even know. I'm so frustrated and angry, and you're just laughing at me because you haven't even played the game, nor will you play it. And then they're like, yeah, you play it. Just go ahead and go play it. And you go play and you start to have an understanding for them, but if you don't do something as good as they did it when they went through the first time, now they have bragging rights. You see what I'm saying? So some people have weird motives, and I think that's what they've already embedded into this show with multiple characters. One character wanting to save every single person that's been, changed or affected by this company that he's pretty much the son of the CEO or whatever. And then the grand scheme of somebody who actually wants to put out there that this is okay. What he's doing is fine. Like, someone knows all of this is happening, and he knows that his son was used as the experiment, and he doesn't care. So either this person doesn't exist, and they're just using his name and fortune to their own uses, or he does exist and just doesn't care at all to pay attention to these things. So we are definitely in for a treat, I feel. And I definitely want to know what you guys are feeling about this show. If it's something you're watching still, something you're enjoying, or something you dropped. Regardless of what it is, I would love to know what it is y'all feeling on it. And yeah, I really want this community to be something you can be open about. So I've been trying to branch out as many types of shows out there as possible to really just show that regardless of what I'm watching, there still could be other stuff that's coming out that's like the traditional things that people watch all the time, but I still want to find unique, amazing shows like a ReZero out there, and be able to talk about it first with you guys on the channel. So don't ever be afraid to see what types of shows I watch or whatever the case. I hope you guys all have an amazing one, though. Take care, and I will definitely be dropping some more content tomorrow because I think I'm all out for today. So with all that being said, take care and peace. Oh, I'm just supposed to let go. Hey.